Good morning, fifth graders. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and spoiled your mamas. Um, as we've kind of been in school closure and they've taken on the extra role of your teacher too, they absolutely deserved it. As you can see, we've got some fun stuff going on this week. We've got only 3 days of full school. On Wednesday, we have kind of a half day with sports day materials. And then on Friday's career day, so we've got a few activities set up for you to do some career exploration. So today, Monday, let's look at our activities. Maybe. I took the second level Google exam, so my whole Google thing's all kind of wonky from setting up for that. You have one slide to do today for this prayer activity, a little reading, and then 3 questions. To put the circle on here, you just use the circle tool and just add a shape to whether you think it's communal or personal based on what you read up there. So read about communal and personal prayers, answer a few questions, which you can just type in, and then you can add a circle over the top of these. You could highlight the text too, whatever is easiest for you. For math, we are going to work on area and perimeter. Good heavens. Sorry, this is being a pain. So working on 4 slides today. I know we've worked on this in the past, or you have, so this should be the start of a review, but there's a description as well as a video. But in general, a area is how much space is inside of a figure. We're talking about, if we look at slide 2, if it's 3 feet wide, 7 feet long, how many feet are inside of here? How many square feet? And we measure them in square feet because we're going 1 square foot by 1 square foot would be 1. And so we'd figure out how many are total in here. There's a video to go further through this, but I'll look at this first one with you. If I have 3 rows and 7 columns, if you think about it that way, I'm going to multiply 3 times 7 to figure out how many is in the middle. So whatever your, for rectangle at least, whatever the length times the width is, then you're going to multiply. So 3 times 7 is 21. I will drag 21 square feet down below this figure because that's my answer. Whoa. You guys can figure out what these 2 are using multiplication. This one's just a touch harder because there's 2 rectangles. So Jennifer painted this shape on her wall. What's the area of the shape? You're going to type your answer down here. So you can look at this as a really big shape, but we also know that it's easy to find the area of rectangles by multiplying the length times the width. So if I look at this big shape as 2 smaller rectangles by chopping it in half right here, well, not really in half, but slicing it right here, I can figure out what the area of the whole giant rectangular shape is. So if you go to slide 4, it kind of splits it up for you further, but it's the exact same problem. So you guys just have these 4 slides today, and these 2 are the same problem, just kind of split up a little bit. For reading, we're going to be reading about fossils. And you have 1 slide to do today, some vocabulary. I'll make sure I have the glossary linked into this Google assignment too. Otherwise, you're welcome to use dictionary.com or another resource to find definitions of any word that you're unsure of what it means. We have 3 days we're going to work on the alphabet book, so try to get a couple letters done for that. For spelling, goodness gracious, gotta fix this. For spelling, because we have, I forgot to change it on the actual activity, but because we have 2 extra days, you only have 2 activities to do this week. So I included 3, you can choose 2. If you want to do one for spelling city, you can type that in here. So just pick 2 to get done by the end of the week this week. For science, we have 3 pages. I think it was 20 through 22, yeah. So we're working on finishing up this lesson with the lesson check. We have a description for this question that you can type in here. Anytime you see a blue box, that's a place to type. But you have 3 components to answer the question. Now that you've learned more about the Earth's spheres, explain what you see in the image as an interaction of all 4 spheres. Be sure to include the following. So what are the 4 spheres of the Earth? The specific science name for Earth, water, air, and living beings. You're going to describe how each of the spheres is involved with growing crops, which should be pretty simple. What do we need with the earth, the water, the air, and human beings in order to grow agricultural crops? And then identify and describe one specific interaction of the sphere. So pick one and describe it specifically. That should be the 3 components of this question. Sometimes these get missed, so just make sure you read thoroughly. Now the rest of these are multiple choice. Go ahead and drag the X over the answer. Some of them that say circle that apply, I added some extra answers in case there's more than one. Not necessarily saying you need 3, sometimes you will, but up to you. And then this number 6 asks you to draw a line. So bacteria carry out fixation if bacteria is dealing with the nitrogen cycle, you'll draw a line to nitrogen. If bacteria is dealing with the carbon cycle, you'll draw a line to the carbon cycle. And you'll go all the way through these till the end. You'll do the same for these terms in the definition, and these spheres and how volcanoes are affected by them. And C and D, you will be typing in the vocabulary words. This one's actually 2. They're just kind of smushed together. But see if you can figure out which, where these words go within these texts. So you have 3 pages to do today so that we finish up this whole lesson and we'll be done with our science workbook. So sorry it's kind of a bit, but I just wanted to get these 3 done and then we'll be done with the science workbook for now. So yeah, that should be all set for science. The last one is our westward expansion slides. Sorry, it's my dishwasher. It wants me to press play because I paused it. We had Texas Roadhouse for dinner today. I would not recommend drive-through for Texas Roadhouse in case you were considering it. It didn't go very well. We sat there for an hour and got food, and then when we got home, it was just like blah, not nearly as good as when you actually go to Texas Roadhouse. It's going to be so nice when we can go to restaurants again eventually. Oh, goodness gracious, of course I texted. There we go. All right, we are on 34. Yeah, it's almost done. On slide 34, you're going to watch a video about the Oregon Trail, which we've already read a little bit about, and read one slide. Then we're going to look at the Transcontinental Railroad and read about the Transcontinental Railroad and finish with one question. Compare and contrast the transportation in the 1800s with modern America, which should be no problem. Remember, we did learn about steamboats and the Erie Canal and the Oregon Trail and then the Transcontinental Railroad. So you can include any of those in this question. Okay, I think that's all that I have. Just a sneak preview for Sports Day. If you want to jump ahead and see, I do have it linked on my website. If you guys have like obligations on Wednesday and you want to do it on Tuesday or Thursday or something that works for your family, the materials are on my website that you can check out under the Sports Day tab. So if you want to do some Sports Day activities, they are already ready. You also got a baggie of Sports Day materials, and Miss Hoffman picked out some cute frisbees for you. So all these are here for Virtual Sports Day. I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.